What's up, guys? Welcome to DoMoreLife, the channel that is all about travel, fun, photography, and education, specifically educating you about everything you need to know when it comes to travel. As the title of this video suggests, we're going to be talking about my top 10 secrets to avoid trouble in Thailand. We're going to learn how to stay out of trouble while we're here, okay? I have my trusty cell phone with me with all my notes, so please stay tuned to the end. Number 10 is the most important thing you could possibly do while you're here in the Kingdom of Thailand. Number 1, be sure to have all of your documents either on you or digitally accessible at some point all the time. Make sure that you can pull them up on your phone, or make sure that if you're in the case of like you're in an immigration office, that you have the actual paperwork itself. A digital copy will usually do fine if you're out on the road and you're stopped by the police or something like that, but you need to have either a digital form and or paper copies with you, including your passport, at all times. You can get the main page of your passport laminated for a little bit of nothing at most shops anywhere in any city in Thailand. It's not a bad idea to carry it around with you. Number 2, get a driver's license. Why do I say get a driver's license? Well, there are two kinds of driver's license you can use here. You can use the international driver's license, or you can use a Thai driver's license. In my opinion, the best way to handle the driver's license situation is to get an international driver's license from your home country before you come. Believe me, it's a lot less headache than trying to do it when you get here. The other option is, if you are here and you are on a non-immigrant status, you may be able to do it on a tourist visa, I'm not sure, but I know for a fact if you're on a non-immigrant status, you can come here and you can take a 2-day class and get an actual Thai driver's license. It's a temporary license. It's good for 2 or 3 years. I can't remember exactly. Number 3, this one is important. Stay out of all drama. All drama. Whether you're at a bar, whether you're on YouTube, somebody starts something with you at a club, somebody starts something with you on YouTube, just avoid it. Avoid it like the Black Plague. Pretend like it ain't there. If it's something that you feel could potentially harm you in the future, go to your embassy, write an affidavit, shoot it across the lawyer's desk so they'll always have it on file, even if it's just for your own peace of mind and protection. It's worth it. I've done it myself. I'll do it again, I'm sure. Number 4, and I talked about this in one of my last videos, use the tourist police for anything. They're not just police, right? They're a special kind of police. They're there to help you for just about anything. What they mostly do is things like find stolen goods. So if somebody breaks away with your wallet, they're probably the people that are going to help you find it. If you have a serious criminal or civil matter, they will be the people that will take your English statement and write it in the Thai language so that the proper authorities here in Thailand can understand what your complaint is. I have done that myself. They do a very good job. Everything's understood between the tourist police and the local police or upper level police. I don't know exactly what you call the upper level police here, but I can tell you that I don't want any part of them. I can assure you of that. Number 5, common sense is your best friend. Trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, it doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, just doesn't seem like you should be there, you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't be around it. You should probably leave, because your gut is your experience. And if you've been through any of these experiences in the past, you know when, where, and who to stay away from, and at what point to pull the plug on any quote-unquote friendship or anything else that could be going on in your life. Maybe you're at a bar and you're having a drink with local expats and you see some shady behavior from one of them. Just get up and leave and go to another bar. There is no point in you sitting there and trying to make an argument or trying to stand your ground, just get up and leave. You're here to have a good time, guys. This is not your home country. Come here for vacation, come here to retire, but you're here to enjoy life. You're not here for any of that mess. None of it. Number 6, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This applies to pretty much everything in life, but I will tell you there is a caveat to this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it is very, very true. However, just because it's not broken doesn't mean that you cannot maintain it. What I mean by maintaining it is you need to make minor course corrections all the time in your daily life. Sometimes you need to listen to other people's advice on things that you do, but for the most part and for the general, if what you're doing in life in general is working, don't change it. Just make the small amends, keep up with the change, everything will be fine. Particularly here in a country like Thailand. If you come here with a positive overall attitude, or if you're a business person and you come here and you start your own business and it starts to grow, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just change as the need arises for you to change. That simple. Number 7, very, very important. Know when your visa expires. You do not want to overstay in this country. This is not a country where you want to overstay anymore. They will blacklist you, they will fine you, and in some cases they will put you in jail. And the blacklisting is very, very tough here. 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, 10 years, and lifetime blacklist, depending on the amount of overstay. Plus, the daily rate for the overstay has gone way up. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's going up quite a bit. Please, please know when your visa expires, and always try to get a new visa renewal, or at least start the application process 3 to 4 days in advance of when your visa is supposed to expire. That's a good rule of thumb. Number 8 falls in with number 7. Do not, and I repeat, do not work in this country unless you have a work permit. Now, work is defined up to the individual police officer or the immigration officer, because Thailand's definition of work is anything that requires the passing of knowledge of information. That's it. So that means manual labor, that means any kind of anything that you do can literally be considered work in this country, depending on who you talk to, because that is the definition on the book of work in Thailand. You have to be very, very careful, and it's never ever a bad idea to simply ask an immigration officer or a visa attorney, someone who knows what a non-B visa is and what a work permit is, how to get one, what you should do to get one, etc., etc. It's always a good idea to make sure you have all your bases covered. Even if it means you can't do something, trust me, it's better to not be able to do something than it is to find yourself fined and blacklisted from this country. Number 9, on just as serious of a note, be polite, be kind, and be generous. Always. If you follow those 3 basic rules in Thailand, even in the Philippines, I've been so far. Taiwan, I followed it there. Peru, I followed it there. If you've been to these places and you are kind, courteous, polite, and generous, and I don't mean give away everything you have, I just mean be generous. If you are at a restaurant and a waiter or waitress is serving you food, give them a good tip. Just leave them a little extra. It's not going to kill you to put a smile on their face with a little bit extra. That's what I'm saying. Be polite. If somebody bumps into you in the street, say you're sorry, even if they did it. It's not hard to do. It's really not. Just be courteous. What you really have to do is put yourself in the other person's shoes, okay? Because if they were in your home country, like my home country is America, and they were lost, if they didn't have a general understanding of their surroundings, they would want you to help them. And you, in turn, would want them to help you. And most Thais that I've ran into will help you, for sure. Especially if you're courteous. Number 10, and this is the absolute big one. I'm going to read it right off my cell phone. It says, have an emergency evacuation plan. That means savings, flights, destinations, and credit cards. An emergency evacuation plan can be used for many, many reasons. Most of the time, natural disasters. Sometimes you're going to have a family member, God forbid, die at home or get really ill, get sick. You may be kicked out of the country for something that you had nothing to do with. You never know when immigration is going to point the finger at you. I mean, it's a fact of life. People have gotten kicked out of this country and other countries for some very, 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 very tiny infractions. I've seen it happen. It has not happened to me, no matter what you might hear. It hasn't happened to me, but I can tell you it has happened to others, and I've been witness to it, and it is not a pretty sight, especially when they have no backup plan. Have enough money to get yourself to the next destination. If you're in Thailand, for example, maybe you want to fly to Vietnam or Malaysia or another neighboring country, Cambodia or something, until you can get your stuff together and either come back in or get home. And I'm going to do a whole video on this emergency evacuation plan. But it's very important that you have enough money in the bank to cover any penalties that you may get charged with. Guys, trust me, you don't have to do anything wrong to get charged with penalties in these foreign countries. I'm telling you. If they think, or if you have a national, whether it be Thai citizen or whatever the case may be, if you have a national that says you did something wrong, you did something wrong. Whether you did it or not, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you always need to plan for the worst, but expect the best. There's no reason not to expect the best, because those things that I'm talking about happen few and far between, and I don't want you guys to get caught up in all the negative. Thailand and other Southeast Asian countries have a tremendous amount to offer. These are my personal 10 secrets on how I stay safe in Thailand. They may not apply to you, but they definitely work for me. Stay tuned for a video on how to stay safe in Pattaya. Also, I have a few campaigns going on right now. One is with Amazon and one is with Teespring. If you would like to check those out, they're in the links below. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.